It's like I can't walk on the ceiling. Oh yeah, got me dreaming, dreaming in colors I never dreamed. Oh yeah, I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, magic. No, I'm never letting go. Now that I have it with you. When you kiss me, it's like the stars fall out the sky onto my heart to cover up what I don't wanna show. I let you in deeper than I let anyone else before. Filling up with my broken pieces, took them all and made them yours. Didn't know what my heartbeat needed, skipping out, no I can't keep score. When I lose my breath, boy, you got me breathing. Oh, every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Every little thing you do, every time you hold me, take me higher, higher. Oh, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, you take me higher, baby, you take me higher, yeah, you take me higher, baby.
Welcome to Saturday Night Vibe, a progressive news show with Let's BS3. I am your host, Marlon Kleiber, and Anna Hart is having technical difficulty. Tracy will be on shortly. Not particularly sure about this. Haven't heard from him. But as you see from the title, we're still getting we're still getting used to getting back into the swing of doing weekend shows. So we're still just going to ease in and just look at more Reddit stories and things like that. Just easing in. If I seem a little rattled right now, it's because I am. Nothing bad at all. My daughter, who graduated from college last year, is holding her college graduation at my house, which is going on absolutely right now. So yeah, I've been ripping the streets and everything, and I don't let my hair down, so I'm over here sweating my little heart out, don't know what to do. So, like I said, if it looks like I'm a little rattled, because I am, but just like everything else, we're going to get through it together. So, let me see who's already out there. LL, hello all. Mickey, hello everyone. Everyone, ha 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 ha. That's funny, Mickey. Everybody will be back on shortly. I can see Anna, and she's still having difficulties. So, but you know what? I started off by myself. I can handle this. I'm a big boy, so let's get this party started. Okay, I was gonna skip the first story. I mean, now I'm going to skip the first story because I thought everybody was going to be on here, and I'm going to go to the second story. Now, I'm not sure if I'm allowed to give the name of this platform, but the initials is OF. The platform is basically it's a platform where subscription based, where people can go on and get subscription based, and they have fans who like their content, and they go on there. Now, the reason I don't want to say the name of it is because, frankly, the majority of it is people doing sex work on their page. They get the fans ask them to do something, they do it, and they get paid. So it's that's the reason why. So just to give you a background of when these people say OF, I'm having a terrible hair day. And I know that sounds a little girly, but it's true. But so when the people say OF, that's who they're speaking of. And if you still don't know, message me and I'll tell you the name of it. But so let's go ahead and get into it.
I come from a big family. Our holidays involve extended family like second cousins, etc. My fiance and I are in our mid-20s, and there are a lot of cousins in their 20s and 30s. Last night, we had our big Christmas party. It was fun to see everyone until it was time to exchange presents. My cousin, Anna, hands out pink envelopes to all the men in their 20s and 30s who have married into or dated into the family. My fiance received one and quickly put it in his pocket after opening it. I was distracted opening my gifts and didn't ask to look at it. About 20 minutes later, my cousin Rachel pulls me aside and says that Anna is giving out cards with instructions on how to get a discount subscription to her, I can't say the name of this website on YouTube, so I'll just say to her OF.com. Rachel's boyfriend got one of the pink cards and showed Rachel because he was weirded out. I'm pissed at this point because I suspect that my fiance's card also has an OF discount. So I asked to talk with him and he denies getting a card from Anna. I tell him, I saw her hand you one and I watched you put it in your pocket. I go to grab his pocket and he suddenly remembers getting a card but claims that he didn't open it. I take it from him and of course it's already opened and of course it's about her OF. I go back inside to confront Anna and find her already arguing with a different cousin who's upset because her husband has already tried looking at Anna's page. Anna claims that she's just trying to get her business off the ground and no one appreciates all the hard work and skills it takes to be successful in a digital career. She says that her gift isn't adult in nature, it's just marketing. Some of the older relatives are starting to take sides too, but they're mostly really confused about what's going on. Anna's mom started crying because of something I said, and my mom tried to get me to apologize, which pissed me off more. At this point, I left with my brother and his husband because I don't want to spend the night with my fiance at home, and I don't feel like staying with my parents when my mom is pressuring me to apologize. Oh, and surprise, surprise, Anna didn't give my brother's husband a card, so make of that what you will about the intent behind her gift. I'm seriously considering calling off the engagement over this, and I'm pissed at my cousin for ruining both Christmas and my relationship.
Okay, so let's work our way backwards. First of all, she said the cousin said it's not sexual in nature, but it is funny that she didn't give her her brother's boyfriend a card. Now, that could be construed two ways. It could be construed that yes, it is sexual in nature and there's no need to give it to a gay person. Could also be construed that she just don't like gay people. I mean, it is what it is. You don't. But I'm more inclined to believe, yeah, I'm not going to give my OF website to a gay person who's not going to find any use for it. So, also, ew. Like, why would you use this time, this holiday season with family, and you would give it to all the male spouses. And claps go all around to the one male spouse that just went, okay, this is disgusting. I got to show my wife. And my wife was, and the wife went to the other wives and go, hey, look at this. This is disgusting. But yeah, here she is. Hello, Anna. She
Hey,
had to put the
everybody.
headphones on. So,
Sorry.
Anna, if you wasn't able to hear the story, I would go through it really quickly. The cousin, the OP went to. They have a big family. They went to a Christmas party or Thanksgiving party or something like that. All the cousins were there. The OP brought her fiance. Well, it was Christmas. I remember that because one of the gifts that her cousin was giving the guys was this pink envelope. So the OP saw her fiance get the envelope, look at, you know what, be honest with you. Now I'll finish it. Look at the envelope and then put it in his pocket. She didn't think anything of it until one of her other cousins came up to her and went, hey, the cousin is giving out coupons for her OF site.
Okay.
And my husband was so disgusted by it that he told me about it. So everybody, they started getting into a fight. She went to her fiance and says, where is the card that my cousin gave you? He goes, what card? I didn't get no card. The OP said, not only do I know you got the card, I know you put it in your pocket. So she reached in and grabbed the card out of his pocket, and surprise, surprise, it was already open. Oh, by the way, I'm sorry. There was another part of the story. One lady is darn near going to divorce her husband because her husband was already on her phone going to the site. So you couldn't even wait to get home. You wasn't even trying to play it off. You just, hey, since I'm here, since I have internet.
Wow.
So everybody is split up. The cousin said it's not sexual in nature. It's marketing. Although she did not give it to her OP's brother's husband. So what I was saying was, working backwards, I was saying that, okay, the not giving it to her brother's husband could be construed both ways. One, you may not like gay people. Two, or yeah, it is sexual in nature, and you're not going to give it to somebody who's not going to have nothing to do with watching you.
Right.
So, yeah, there's the story. And I was just disgusted of, ew, why would you do this at a family gathering?
For Christmas.
For Christmas.
This is supposed to be the present?
Wait a minute. They are jealous of Anna's hustle. That's not hustle. Oh, but I'm sorry. The name of the cousin.
Her name, of course.
But yeah, you trife. And I put it like that because we easily could say, yeah, why would you do this at a family gathering and everything? My question would have been more of, why would you give it to your cousin's husbands? Like, why would you bring that type of drama?
Why are you going for very specific men?
Yeah, don't marry a liar. Yeah, that we're done. We're done. I'm sorry. I can't marry you. What card? What? I didn't get a card. Dude, I look right at
liar.
you. When you can't put the card in your pocket. I look right at you. Oh, thank you, LL. Hair days are gender neutral. I was saying my hair is all over the place today. I was like, oh man, I sound like a girl for a second there. So let me stop doing that. But he was like, no. I'm confused, but I'll blame it on the loss of my mind due to age. What are you confused about? Basically, this woman is trying to rev up interest in her site. That
Now, I've never been on OnlyFans, but I've only heard one reason for OnlyFans.
I don't think we're allowed to say the name of the site on here on Facebook.
Oh,
So
I'm so sorry.
Sorry, YouTube. Sorry, YouTube. That's why I was saying OF.
I'm so sorry.
That's okay. I'll find out one way or the other. Nope.
Okay, let's say this again then. We can cut that out. I have never been to OF. I only know one purpose for OF.
Is it explicit?
To sell your body.
Is what explicit?
Is it explicit in nature?
A lot of their sites are. It's a YouTube. It's sort of like YouTube, where everybody has their channel, and you can create your channel to do whatever.
It's for adults.
No, it's for anybody. But the majority of the sites that's on OF is sexual in nature.
Oh.
The majority of them is, if not the majority, a huge amount of them are. So
I would have to assume you would need a credit card or something like that to join.
You would need a credit card.
Adults.
Yeah, so yeah, maybe. Yeah.
You open up yourself to way too many liabilities to let minors on.
Alpha singing.
Alpha, hey, baby.
Oh, you know her?
Mm-hmm.
Hello, welcome. I walked in on an interesting discussion. You know what? I'm gonna tell you what. We're gonna play the video again.
Okay.
It's only fair. So here we go. And for Mickey, so just in case if you're still confused, just let me know.
I come from a big family. Our holidays involve extended family like second cousins, etc. My fiance and I are in our mid-20s, and there are a lot of cousins in their 20s and 30s. Last night, we had our big Christmas party. It was fun to see everyone until it was time to exchange presents. My cousin, Anna, hands out pink envelopes to all the men in their 20s and 30s who have married into or dated into the family. My fiance received one and quickly put it in his pocket after opening it. I was distracted opening my gifts and didn't ask to look at it. About 20 minutes later, my cousin Rachel pulls me aside and says that Anna is giving out cards with instructions on how to get a discount subscription to her, I can't say the name of this website on YouTube, so I'll just say to her OF.com. Rachel's boyfriend got one of the pink cards and showed Rachel because he was weirded out. I'm pissed at this point because I suspect that my fiance's card also has an OF discount. So I asked to talk with him and he denies getting a card from Anna. I tell him, I saw her hand you one and I watched you put it in your pocket. I go to grab his pocket and he suddenly remembers getting a card but claims that he didn't open it. I take it from him and of course it's already opened and of course it's about her OF. I go back inside to confront Anna and find her already arguing with a different cousin who's upset because her husband has already tried looking at Anna's page. Anna claims that she's just trying to get her business off the ground and no one appreciates all the hard work and skills it takes to be successful in a digital career. She says that her gift isn't adult in nature, it's just marketing. Some of the older relatives are starting to take sides too, but they're mostly really confused about what's going on. Anna's mom started crying because of something I said, and my mom tried to get me to apologize, which pissed me off more. At this point, I left with my brother and his husband because I don't want to spend the night with my fiance at home, and I don't feel like staying with my parents when my mom is pressuring me to apologize. Oh, and surprise, surprise, Anna didn't give my brother's husband a card, so make of that what you will about the intent behind her gift. I'm seriously considering calling off the engagement over this, and I'm pissed at my cousin for ruining both Christmas and my relationship.
I just heard something in that the second time I heard this story. it's not sexual in nature, it's marketing. Isn't every effing platform that somebody is on marketing? Whether it's OF, whether it's YouTube, whether it's Twitch, if you're on a platform where you're putting yourself out there, isn't all of that marketing? But that's not the issue. That's not the issue I'm having. That is still not the issue that I'm having. The issue that I'm having is that you're using your cousin's husbands as part of the marketing. And now a former, hey Tracy, and now a former fiance, because yeah, no, you marry him.
She's trying to get family support. If your family doesn't support you, then
I
who
don't
will?
need no family support like that.
I can't wait to start my OF page.
Please don't.
Oh,
Please.
I don't know what OF is. Like I said, it's kind of like YouTube.
I
You know
slipped
what?
it.
Let me rephrase it. I'll take that back. It
Yeah,
is just like YouTube, except for the fact that they do on OF, they do allow sexually natured content. But technically, it is YouTube. Live shows and everything. Yeah, you can do.
Oh, you mean same format? It's not technically YouTube.
No, it's
We're not
technically
saying
they do. Because I also found out this because I was looking it up so I can see, not the site, never been on the site, never will, don't even worry about it. I looked up the name so I can get a description of how I can use it on the show. These people have pay-per-views. Hot diggity. Yeah, it's marketing. Yep. She said I'm crying.
that Anna in the story was not this Anna.
I hope
I
not.
still say if your family can't support you, who will?
Then I don't want to support you. Then you messing up my family.
I would like to think that people would come to my OnlyFans page. I mean, OF page.
Thank y'all. Good night.
And we're done.
It doesn't have to be sexual in nature. You could just show feet all the time.
It literally okay. That is still sexual in nature.
You really want to draw that line? You're selling your body.
That's still sexual in nature.
Guess what people are gonna do?
Whatever. If you get off on these fees, something wrong with you. Something real wrong with you.
No, wait. We are not hating. We're not king shaming. We are not hating on anything.
And Alpha, you can. There a lot of the other platforms on there. I said the majority of them are sexual in nature. They do have cooking and they do have other stuff on there. They have singing. They have a lot of those other things. But I have to admit, the majority of them are sexual in nature. However you define.
The only ones I ever hear about.
And Anna knows damn near all of them. So whichever one Anna is probably a page for it on there somewhere. I guarantee it. I'm pretty sure.
Oh, I'm positive that there are probably many leather pages on there.
All right, let's go ahead and get off this subject because I have a strange feeling.
You don't want to know more? Oh.
No, I don't want to do no more. Okay. I kind of wanted this on here, not because I don't respect Anna and Tracy's opinion on here. I wanted Thea's opinion on this because this story reminds me of Thea's take on I have a set of rules, and any set of rules that you break, we done type mentality when it comes to relationships. And this is what this sounds like. So maybe he'll comment when he sees it later. But anyway, Leaving
He's
my
not coming
husband.
at all tonight.
I haven't heard from him and still haven't. So
All right.
I think he was busy this weekend in a way. But anyway, let's go on to the next story.
I'm a new mom to a baby boy who's my pride and joy, and though it's been a roller coaster adjusting to taking care of a baby, the past few months have been great. Tiring, but great. I have a boyfriend of 3 years who's the first person relationship-wise I've ever loved, and I thought that we were doing great as new partners, but also as parents. On Friday, he came home and he asked me for a paternity test. Just like that, completely out of the blue. I was putting away the dishes and he just asked for one, like he was asking what was for dinner. I'm a different race from him, but our child, apart from the skin tone, is literally his mirror image from pictures I'd seen of him when he was a baby. I was stunned when he asked, and his reasons were that he had to be sure that he was the father. He had to have that certainty. All I remember as he was speaking is just immediately feeling pain. The man I love doesn't trust me. He would actually believe that I would passionately hug someone else, cheat on him, and then try to pass off another man's baby as his. I've never, ever given him reason to think that I would cheat on him. I've tried to be transparent and communicated, and it wasn't enough. He told me that he would give me time to think about this, that he wouldn't go behind my back and do this test. But for our relationship to move forward, he needs to be 100% sure. He repeated this because, in his words, he needed me to realize how serious he was. After thinking for a couple of days, I'm going to allow him his paternity test because I have nothing to hide. I've never cheated, and I would never cheat on him. Once it's proven that he's the father, I'm ending it, leaving the same day, and I'm going to try my best to be a cooperative co-parent with him. In the meantime, I'm coming up with my exit plan, a place to live, and a lawyer to work out a custody agreement and court. I can't even tell my friends or family right now because they would go nuclear, and my first priority is our child. I hope the test was worth it to him. I'm not asking for advice or reassurance or to explain his side. I'm just realizing that this part of my life is now over. What a way to start the new year.
Wow. Maury Povich, where are you when we need you?
Look, again, you could choose what you want to choose. I'm not taking. I refuse to take that right away from anybody. But sis, I can't agree with you on this. I mean, I just can't. I'm sorry. I know.
Was
Yes,
they married?
they're
No.
not married. They wasn't
Not
married.
married. Okay, so still boyfriend girl. Okay.
I can see why you would be hurt. Honestly, I really do see why you would be hurt. You haven't shown any inkling of cheating on him. This is the love of your life. There is absolutely no way you would not think that this is your child. I get that. However, and let's just be 100. Let's just be 100. The only person who truly knows that their child is the mama. I mean, and let's look at real world. The only person in a relationship that knows that child is their child is the mama. We have way too many cases of men who all you gotta do is raise that your child, quote unquote, your child for X amount of years, name on the birth certificate. You come to find out you ain't the father, yet you still got, what did I say, 3 years? Let's say you raised it for 3 years. That means you got 15 more years of paying for somebody else's child. And I'm sorry, and dealing with the woman who lied and said that was your child when it wasn't your child. So I get it. I just don't agree with it. Anna, Tracy.
Or are you wrong? You are so wrong on this one. I would do the exact same thing. Exactly. Hey, Foxy. First of all, why did she have to prove anything to him? If he thought she was cheating, he should have just came out and said, "Hey, I think you're a cheater. Take a paternity test." And don't they do paternity tests at the time of birth? I've never had a
No.
child, so I don't know. I always just assumed they just did it.
No.
Oh, you have to ask for it?
Yep.
What? I just thought it was. I'm just like, if I was her,
his
yep,
idea. Okay.
I would do the same thing. You're not gonna just accuse me of cheating. I need
Well,
to
they
be
said the
sure.
story did say that the baby looked, except for skin tone, just like the father from all the pictures.
That's what I'm
Just
like. Where did he get cheated? And just because, well, I hate to say this, but just because the baby is yours doesn't mean she's not cheating. But you're not gonna just sit here and accuse me. Oh, nah, it's over.
And
Over.
here we are,
Over.
add to the story. This
Over.
guy did not accuse
He
her
did.
of cheating.
Okay, how can
Unless
he?
you're saying asking for
A paternity test is accusing her of cheating. Period. How's that not? He's saying, I want a paternity test, i.e., I think you cheated. It's the same thing. I don't see how you don't see it's the same thing.
Just making sure.
But why is he just making sure? Because he thinks she's cheating.
there's a doubt.
There's a
There's a
doubt.
reason.
And why is there a doubt?
Like
Because he thinks she's cheating.
Mm-hmm.
If he thought that child was his, he would never ask her for a paternity test. Period. If you were asking for a paternity test, you are literally accusing her of cheating. There's no in between on this one.
Okay. Anna?
Yeah, I'm with Tracy.
Yeah.
That's there's no other way of interpreting.
Yeah, how you else
And
gonna interpret it? Well, he thinks I'm loose.
But is it enough to leave though?
your trust has forever been shattered. Not saying it can't come back if they're willing to do some work. I don't know. I'm not in that she is out. Her trust was shattered so irreparably.
And he low key did it. He low key did. He couldn't even say, "Hey, I
He
think
didn't
you
even have the
cheated."
balls to come and say,
I think you're
I
cheating.
have
Who's gonna say a
just,
paternity
I want to
test?
make sure the kid is mine.
That's just. Did you have sex with her? Well, that's one. Does the child look like you? Well, that's two. No, I think you're cheating. Nah. She's doing exactly the right thing. You leave that man and co-parent. Period.
Yep, it's gonna be one of them type of shows.
Because he low key did it. That would be like Foxy. Like some child would come up and was like, Marlon's my dad, and he never acknowledged me. And then Foxy be like, well, I want a paternity test because I think you cheated on me. And then you're like, I never cheated. But she's low key saying you cheated because this child that came out of nowhere said that you were their father.
I would take the paternity test.
Yeah, now if the child that came out of nowhere, I'd be curious. I'd be like,
I want to take a paternity test.
No, but this is why they're married. Like this is like
But they're not married.
I know I'm saying if you and Foxy was married and some 10-year-old kid comes up, Marlon's my daddy. And then you like, I didn't cheat. And then she says, okay, take the paternity test because I think you cheated. That's low. That is low.
now should we just have paternity testing at birth?
I always thought
Always?
they did.
We should.
I always
really
thought
should.
they did. I'm serious. I've never had a child, so I don't know. I'm sitting
Could
there thinking, no,
prevent
they
a
just
lot of
did it at
heartbreak.
birth.
what was the reason for losing trust?
He's a
Now,
cheater himself. That's what it is. He's a cheater himself.
Afra, I'm gonna say this.
Baby,
Somebody
how
did
the
get it.
baby?
Somebody did get it to his ear. Now, I'm not even gonna lie about that.
It was his mother.
We
The
don't know
majority of these.
that.
Well, I would say something, but hell, the stories that we've been listening to is always the mother or somebody.
It's either the mother, the father, or one of his siblings.
I think some. I don't know, and let's assume it was the mom, but let's not assume it was the mom. We don't know, but I do know somebody did get into his ear. I will say that.
It sounds like
And
Now,
he's stupid enough not to say, hey, people bring me concerns that you cheated on me. Nope, take a paternity test. Because you essentially cheated on me. What the?
what if he was trying to do this because now he's thinking of marrying her?
You don't do that. You're still accusing her of cheating. It's exactly the same thing. He couldn't come out and say, hey, I think you stepped out. No, he's going to go to the, I want to make 100% sure the child is mine. That is a piece of crap. Girl, she's doing the right thing. You leave that man. I mean, that little boy. You already raising one little boy.
Did oh,
okay, I can see that.
how is that low then? If someone else claims you are the parent of a child that's not your partner, the accusation should automatically be validation of cheating. Eh, Thank you. That's my boy. Somebody is accusing me, and I'm using me because Tracy used me. If somebody's accusing me of being their father, I want to take a paternity test.
But you know you didn't sleep with her. In my
It doesn't. It
scenario, you're
doesn't
saying you
matter
know
because
you
I know
didn't.
I'm gonna put my wife at ease by taking the test. Not I'm not gonna take the test because you think I'm cheating. And I
Okay,
think and I think that's the deal. Is this? This
You
is
have
what
to
I'm.
trust
This
your
is what I'm
partner.
getting. This is what I'm getting into. My wife, after hearing some person, some little 10-year-old kid run up and say that I'm the dad, I don't even care if she looked me dead in the face and go, "Oh, I know that's not true. I know you wouldn't cheat on me. You said it. You ain't believing it." There always going to be doubts just running through your head. So I have to be the one that says, I have to remove all doubts. I'm going to take
But
the test.
now back to this situation.
right.
Why should
Very
she have?
different
Yeah,
when
those are the.
it's
Yeah, I made up one, but I'm saying why should she have to have her child tested when one she already said the child looked just like him except for the skin tone.
I'm sorry. I think she said, that he told her I could go and just have the child tested, but I didn't want to do that behind your back.
But he'll accuse her of cheating on him to her face. Oh, okay.
Even if the parents expressed this, he's still wrong for breaking. Yeah, I agree with that.
That's why I said
I
bye
agree with that.
bye. I agree with you, Mickey, 100%. Get this crazy blue blue out your flights. Bye. See you.
Okay, we're gonna move on to the next story because apparently I'm just
just too different. I mean, it's hard to say. Okay, well, what if Foxy came and said, "You know, Marlon, I'm not 100% sure that this one is yours."
well, Anna.
Yeah, I know. Gender's the
No, I mean none of the our children except one is biologically mine.
Oh, so you share one biological child and
Nope,
four. You share no biological children.
nope,
I thought for sure y'all had a child together.
I thought you did
nope.
I
too.
mean,
My
I'm sitting here like,
apologies.
oh, well, just was it, okay.
Okay, so then
We
that
treat
doesn't
them
work.
because we treat them all the same. So yeah, I can see why you would think that.
Yeah, okay, that changes up the scenario real quick because I'm like, oh, well, that one child.
Hmm. It's just that when it
So
comes
you
from your
have
partner, when this is supposed to be the one you're thinking of spending the rest of your life with, and it's like Theus was saying, he likes to analyze things from a relationship standpoint. How are you treating the relationship? And based on this is what I heard, based on the baby's skin tone, he's not sure.
yeah, you're in an interracial relationship. You ought to know the child is going
He
to either
never.
have one or the
I'll bring
other.
that one back up again. Adoption is valid.
Yes.
Okay, I'm not following that one.
I didn't.
Yeah,
Guess what? The mother still went off on the guy for testing her child and then cut him off completely from his daughter if he helped raise as his for at least gestate through 4 and 5 years old. It was coming from their story.
Oh, okay.
I do know several men who were told after a few years about their child not being their child by someone other than the mother. They tested it without telling. They tested without telling the mother, and the child was not his. So then she was saying, "Guess what? The mother still went off on the guy for testing her child,
mm,
and then cut
mm-hmm.
him off completely from the daughter he helped raise
But
as
she
his
was
for."
being deceitful.
But how we know if he's been deceitful if we never test?
I'm talking about the story with the OP and the XY and whatever. He basically accused her of cheating.
So basically, what you're saying is, from this point on, never be man enough to go to the woman and say, "I want the child tested." Just test behind
No,
their
you
back.
should just say, "Hey, my mother told me, or whoever it was, it's here and is raising concerns with me. Can we have a no?" Let me backtrack that. I think you're cheating on me. I want a paternity test and get it over with. That's really what he was saying. He was really literally saying, "I think you cheated on me. I
And
want a
then,
paternity test."
and then what? The
And then
results are still the results still the same.
it doesn't matter. I agree with the girlfriend. You leave him because he obviously has some trust issues. Obviously,
Yeah, yeah,
We
Mickey.
are assuming that what she said is the truth.
it's the truth,
That
yo.
there has been
No,
no other person. So what is it that he is picking up on?
He's picking up something from somewhere, and it's not him. And instead
Yeah,
of being
I
a
have
man
to
about
agree
it,
there.
he uses these little underhanded, childish little get a paternity test and blah blah blah. Instead of
Hmm.
just coming out and saying what he really wants to ask.
yeah, and I
Yes,
agree. After
agreed.
anybody who's lower, do not anybody who uses their child as a pawn on
Oh,
any
scum.
situation between adults, you are trash, and I
Yeah.
have no respect for you.
Hmm.
Unless one of the parents is putting the child in some type of danger of some kind, sure. But when you use them as pawns to get what you want or get back at the other parent, no, I ain't got no time for you. And yeah, Mickey, where was that last thing that you said? Cause LOL Mile, apparently you just wrong. Yeah, I know. It seems like it's gonna be that type of show. So
No, I don't.
anyway,
You're not wrong for feeling. Your
oh,
feelings are just not.
I'm just kidding. I'm just kidding. I'm never wrong. Let's move on to the
Oh,
next
now
show,
nobody
right?
even said that mess.
Right.
Ooh,
Oh, Tracy, it is gonna be that kind of night.
yeah. Let's move on to the next story. So basically, wait a minute, oh, here it is. Okay. Last story of the hour. I'm trying to shorten this show up so I can get back to the party. I already took 2 shots, so woo. So let's go and move on to the next story. The next story is the title is worse than the story. You just have to hear the story. The title is "Am I the a-hole for not wanting to be a mom to my stepson?"
Am I the jerk for refusing to be a stepmom to my husband's kid? I know that sounds terrible, but hear me out. I've been newly married for around 6 months, and my husband has a 15-year-old son, Jason. My husband is only 32, so he had him early. It's also just been the two of them until I came into the picture 2 years ago. His kid never liked me, which I get. I made the duo a trio, and he missed just his dad. That said, my husband really wants to do the whole family thing that his kid didn't get growing up. He has a lot of guilt about his mom, who hasn't been in the picture since, his birth, and wants him to have a stable relationship to look up to like his parents. Now, Jason and I aren't openly hostile, but it's uncomfortable. Uncomfortable enough that I decided to sit him down and ask him what he wants from me. Immediate answer: "You're not my mom. You're not my parent. Don't act like it." And I said okay. That took him by surprise, and I asked if, by any chance, I could at least be his friend. At the time, he said he wasn't sure, and I told him that was fine, and to just tell me when he's ready and what he wants from our relationship. But until then, I won't try and parent him. That little talk did wonders. He avoids me less, talks to me more. He actually initiated a conversation with me the other day, and I almost cried. And even will watch movies with me, like if I'm watching a movie already, and he will sit down with me, and I'll restart it. Not much talk, but presence. My husband noticed and was initially happy until he asked Jason what changed, and he didn't like the answer. He confronted me about it and said I should have talked to him about the relationship I was trying to have, and that me being a friend is inappropriate, and I need to be a parent. That's what I signed up for. It put him in a bad position of not being able to use my input for future childcare choices, and I'm sabotaging being a mom. And here's where the "am I the jerk" is. I said, I'm never going to be his mom. He doesn't want me to, so I'll do whatever I can to make him at least not hate being around me. That made him cry, and he said it felt like I already gave up before I tried. Jason was not present for this fight, by the way, and my husband isn't a yeller. Think emotional conversation, but not mean. That kid is his life, and I know he just wants the best, but I think this is the best. But I may have overstepped here by going over his head and straight to Jason. Am I the jerk?
I'll let y'all go first this time.
Wow.
I don't think so. I mean, the father is like, well, you need to be his parent. But she's not, she's right. She's not his mother. She's never going to be his mother. He's never going to, I'm not going to say he'll never see her as his mother, but that's going to take time. Oh, gosh. This is a tricky one. Because I can see where the dad's coming from, but at the same time, what she did was not wrong. I think having that private conversation with him was a good thing. She might have wanted to tell her husband what happened. Now that she could have did, but I don't think it was wrong for her to have that conversation.
I agree there. You do have to start giving kids some level of autonomy, and when coming in and forcing a relationship like that can make them hate you. But yeah, why was there no communication? Like, how come it was the first time he was expressing that he expected her to be a parent? Mm.
Yeah, this ain't the Brady
They need to
Bunch.
talk more.
Yeah, they sure do. He's acting like this is an episode of the Brady Bunch. It doesn't work like that.
Mm.
Okay, here we go. Let me answer a couple of questions here. Because you asked it again at the bottom. How old is the kid? The kid is 15.
15.
So that means the dad had him at 17. Or not had him, but you know what I mean. I think she
Right.
handled it perfectly. No, she is not going to be the mother, but she is an adult in the room, and this kid respects that. No, you are not the jerk. Um, what she goes straight to Jason about. I'm going to get to that. Yes, that conversation was helpful to their relationship. It makes her less threatening and opens a relationship and trust to grow. She is still a parental figure, regardless. Here's what I wrote down in my notes just to make sure that I don't forget it. And I don't even have to look down at it. The husband didn't ask OP to be a mother. She didn't ask OP to be a mother figure. His exact words was he wanted them to have a stable relationship. And it sounds like this is what they deem as a stable relationship. You don't have to be my mother. You don't have to. We're cool now because and I don't want to put words in the kid's mouth or thoughts in his head. But how he's coming off is he thought that's how she was going to come off. That she was gonna come in and be my mama, and I've got to do what you want me to do, and I'm the step parent, and blah blah blah. And when cause she said, "Can we? I don't want you as a mother. I'm not gonna do what you tell me to do. I don't need you as a mother. That's it." And instead of fighting back, she went cool and took the kid off guard. Cause he was like, "You can't wait. What you say?" She said, "Can we at least be friends?" Cool.
And
And
he was truthful, said that he didn't know yet.
And what's the next thing that happened?
Daddy.
They started stability.
Mm-hmm.
Now, the only thing I can tell you, the only thing that I can give OP is then you should have immediately went to the father and went, "Hey, this is where we're at right now with what things are going. This is how we got there. This is what he said. This is what I said back. And as you can see, results are going on." But here's the problem that I have with that. Now, I'm not saying that you shouldn't have, but here's the problem that I'm having now with the husband. Because that's what he said. You should have talked to me about it. And this is not what I wanted. Then there wouldn't have been a damn difference if she'd have went to him 2 minutes after the conversation or now. He still was going to have that same attitude.
He would have pushed for a parent.
He
Wants another mother
he
because he
wants
never
to
had
push
a
for a
mother.
parent. He wants you to be a parent and be a mother. The best way of being a parent without being a parent, accept your child's wishes. That's part of being a parent. No, they're not going to get everything that they want because there are some wishes that you have that is disrespectful and put you in danger. Can I lock my door at night? It's not one of those situations. I don't want to hang with you. It's not one of those things.
Is he being respectful when he
Yes.
talks to her?
Well,
Is he
The
showing
father
respect
has
for the household?
he had unreal expectations. You need to back up. This ain't the Brady Bunch. It's not.
These two, and the conversation I'm thinking that they should have had forthcoming. Like I said, be honest with you, I don't think it would have changed the result. But I think it would have just got stuff out the way, though.
It should have been a conversation before marriage.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say.
Yeah,
I expect you to be a parent.
Yeah. What do you expect this to happen? Well, wait a minute. No, because that's exactly what they did have that conversation. That's what he came out with. I just want a stable relationship. So they did have a conversation up front. The husband, on the other hand, didn't understand the difference between stable relationship and mother.
Yeah.
He was looking for a mama
Mm-hmm.
when he said stable relationship. I got newsflash for you, dude. One of the reasons why your son don't want a mama is because probably he never had a mama.
Yep.
I mean,
Or
I
as
get where the dad is coming from because he wants his child to have a motherly figure, but that's
that's
not
not
what the
what.
kid.
Yeah, but that's not what he
No, I'm
wants.
saying I'm trying to see this from the father's point of view.
No,
He
I
wants.
get what you said. That's the father's point of view, but that's what I mean. You can't, even if she was to push to be a mother figure in the son's life, he's gonna rebel because that's not what he wanted.
Wants. Yeah, he
Then
doesn't
what are
want.
you gonna do? You're gonna force him to accept this new lady that just came into the family as a mother figure. Now you on the outs with him.
And you should be when you're blending families. That blended family needs to spend enough time together. You can't just
Mhm.
roll it out. Hey, I'm gonna
And
marry somebody. Here they are. This is your stepmother. What?
Yeah.
it yes, the conversation was helpful to their relationships. It makes it, oh, I already read that. Well, the older the child is, usually the harder it is to accept the new parent. 15 is
Mhm.
getting up there, correct?
Mhm.
She presented it to the child on an adult level, and it reacted perfectly to it. Exactly. The father should have facilitated these conversations before they even.
Yeah, now that's what I'm saying. I'm like, he should
And
have did
not
that
just I
well
want a
before they got
stable
married.
relationship.
Yeah,
He wants a
you
You
should have
should
got.
have
mother.
You should have gave
specified.
your definition of what the stable
He
relationship is.
wants a mother. He want
Well, which
He
was a mother.
wanted a
Correct.
mother.
he
Okay.
wants Mrs. Brady. Period.
She acts like a parent by putting the child first. The husband, father
Agreed.
need to adjust to this expectations. It sounds better than it actually could have made them, though.
Yep.
True.
True.
Mhm.
Um, no three-way conversation with the child after prospective wife.
Right. Right.
I'm not following.
Saying okay that we were saying they should have talked about what they expected. Well, maybe there should have been an open discussion because
Oh,
this is not just a child. Okay, all children are different. I know some 15-year-olds who they don't even act like most teenagers yet. But this 15-year-old sounded like he knew what he wanted and that he and his father's new wife were
it sounds
finding
It
a
sounds
relation.
like that father didn't introduce him to the new wife. He just said, "Hey, we get married next week. Deal with it. Your problem. Here's your new mother."
I think this whole story reeks with assumptions.
Yeah, I
It
don't
really
like
This
does.
whole
making
thing is
assumptions.
just huge on assumptions. The son assumed that the new step parent was going to be try to be the new stepmom, and the father assumed that yeah, I want you to come in and be the new mom.
Mom, yep.
And everybody whose assumptions went wrong was wrong, except the one wrong actually had a freaking good outcome
Yeah, and that's why I'm like, why is he upset? That's a good thing that she should have
because
told him
that's
the
not what he wanted.
conversation. She should have told him, hey, I had this conversation with Jason or Jim or whatever his name is. But he's boo-hooing, crying like, why did you name? Boy, if you don't sit down.
Yeah, I'm sorry, Al. I knew what you were saying. I was trying to rattle it off in my head. Should have been a three-way discussion, and I don't think I agree with that until this father situation is taken care of. Because it may be the cynical part of me because I have to keep remembering that there are good parents out there. I read too many of these stories of just god
Great
awful parents
parents
and
out
everything,
there.
even when they disagree on stuff, like then it goes too far. So it may be a three-way discussion that may be had. I don't want a three-way discussion until the two-way discussion is fixed,
The same way.
because I don't want the father to now all of a sudden go, no, this is not what I wanted. And now you brought the son in it. And the son
Yeah,
is
but he
looking,
should
and
have
now
made
the son
clear.
is confused as hell because it's like, dude, we're cool. Why do we got to go any further than what we at? Now, the only person that knows what the father is talking about is the wife. Do you see what I'm saying? I don't think a three-way discussion should be made until the adults figure out, hey, this is how this should work. He's cool with it. I'm cool with it. You need to get on board on what we are cool with. If you bring the son in, the son could be confused as, why are you so pissed off about something that works for the two of us?
Yeah, that's what I want to know. Why is the father so mad? I'm like, dude, you mad over no good reason.
So I will say eventually there should, the discussion at the end should be a three-way discussion. Right now, though, no. These adults need to
No, that father needs to
well, the father needs
lines
to
his because the wife was real clear
don't
about
you
what her
dare say
expectation.
mind your business, because the son is his business.
No, the son isn't. I never said the son wasn't his
No,
business.
I know you
I
said-
said that the wife came into it with a clear expectation. She knew she wasn't going to be the mother. She knew she was never going to be the mother. She tried to establish a relationship with the child. That's what you should do as a parent or a step parent or what have you.
Oh, God. I agree, Marlon. There's nothing wrong with the woman and the kid having a discussion on their own as long as it's not negative. The kid is 15 and thinking he's nearing adulthood, maybe. Yes, after the adults talk, but then asking the child for feedback together and helping him adjust it feels safe. Yeah, that's what I mean. The adults need to,
That's how it should go in a normal.
yeah. All right, everybody, that is our first hour. If you're new to this show, which I find myself, oh, by the way, hey, 13 away from our first 200 subscribers. Get the word out. Before we even go off, do not forget to hit that like button if you haven't already. And I have to say this, because it sounds like a broken record, but again, I've been telling people, we get new people in here every day. So sorry if you heard this before. Not sorry. Suck it up, buttercup. This is our first hour of the show. So we're going to take a 3-minute boot for everybody. 3-minute boot. We're going to take a 3-minute break to reboot and refresh. And we will see everybody off on not one, but 2 Real on Nas and Foxy's videos of the week. So stay tuned and we'll see everybody in 3 minutes.
Living for weekends, wishing I could take a break from this world. Running on a hamster wheel, but searching for something I can't feel. I just wanna be a lost girl and fly. Take a breath, feel my wings spread, levitate above the ground and make eye contact with clouds. Now I'm rising, I'm soaring above it all. I just wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, I wanna be free, finally, I wanna be free, finally. I always daydreaming, never imagined I lose my spark. Living in this crazy time, putting back the pieces of my mind. I know how to run from the dark and fly. Take a breath,
We are back, and as usual, let's go ahead and pay those bills. With some good news at the end of it all. Radical Truth to Power will be tomorrow, 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. It's going to be one of those shows, so buckle up. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com forward slash a better Tracy media page. Help support Tracy in all of her endeavors. Please do not forget to go to patreon.com forward slash complex mind. Help support Thea's in all of his endeavors. Please do not forget to go to my website, patreon.com forward slash radical truth to power. Exactly the way it's spelled, capital R, capital T, capital P. Please do not forget to go to Anna Hart's website, Borelli, etc., especially this month, which is very important. Learn something that you didn't think you need to know, but you should. And as always, if you want to drop me a line, you can do so at radtp@outlook.com. That's radtp@outlook.com. So, we have a new subscriber. Thank you, Afra. Thank you very much. But that's not the news. I appreciate it. I really do. Trust me, I do. But that's not the news. Somewhere along the line, we picked up 2 subscribers. So now I'm going from 13 needed to 11 needed. So, yeah. Congratulations, Marlon. It took a while to get 100, but once you hit it, it started to fly, and only 11 away from 200. You done good. I appreciate it, but yeah, I really do. All of us have put in a lot of hard work, and it is paying off. And 11 away from 200. I can't wait to see what happens after 200. But anyway, real or not. All right, here we go. Let's go ahead and get into it. And the title is She Can't Die. I Need a Babysitter Tomorrow.
So this all happened last night, and I still can't believe someone would do this. I'm 30 years old and a paramedic, and I've been in EMS for the past 8 years and absolutely love my job. Last night, we were dispatched to a 75-year-old female who fell at home. The patient stated that she tripped over her carpet and she hit her head when she fell. We arrived on scene and noticed that the home was a duplex with our patient's door on the right and her neighbor's door on the left. We make our way inside the home and we found her lying on the floor. The woman was awake and breathing, and we start asking her the standard questions like, "Are you okay? Does anything hurt? Do you remember falling?" etc., etc. She states that she has a pounding headache and that she remembers walking to bed and then waking up on the floor. In my field, that's a pretty big red flag, and we noticed that she's got a pretty good lump on the side of her head and a pretty big bruise starting to form already. Noticing the bruise, I asked her if she was on blood thinners. She said she was on blood thinners for a previous stroke that she had a few years ago. We then urged her to let us take her to the hospital because there's a possibility that the fall could have caused a bleed in her brain, and that she should go to the hospital to get some scans done. The woman agrees, and we begin to package her up. We applied a C-collar around her neck, just in case of any neck injuries. She denied any neck or back pain, so we lift her up and placed her on the stair chair. A stair chair is exactly what it sounds like. It's a chair with tracks that we use to carry patients up and down stairs. As we're getting her out of the house, her neighbor whips the door open and she starts yelling how she can't sleep with all the lights and noises outside. The sound of the stair chair apparently woke her up, and she wasn't happy about that. My lieutenant walks over to her and apologizes and said that we were dealing with a medical emergency and that we're leaving soon enough. The Karen neighbor then noticed that our patient was her neighbor, and that's when she starts yelling something totally different. The entitled neighbor starts yelling, "You can't take her to the hospital. I have errands to run tomorrow and she needs to watch my kids." My lieutenant then again reiterated that we were here for a medical emergency and that her health is way more important than her errands. The entitled neighbor then lets out a loud huff and then slams the door in his face. Now we thought that was the end of it, but we were wrong. After a few minutes in the back of the ambulance, we told our lieutenant that he could take the engine crew back to the station, and that we were going to be heading out in a few minutes. After we checked her vitals, got an IV going, and started the IV fluids, my partner gets out of the back and went to the driver's seat. 5 seconds later, the back doors of my ambulance flies open, and who do I see? The entitled Karen, of course. Apparently, she needed a few minutes to get dressed before coming outside. I then yell at her saying, "Hey, what the heck do you think you're doing?" The Karen yells back, "I told you she can't go to the hospital. She has to watch my kids tomorrow." She then starts trying to pull the cot out of the ambulance with our patient on it. Now luckily, she had no idea how to unlatch the cot and she could not get her out. Our patient then says, "I can't watch your kids tomorrow because I fell and I might be having a stroke." The entitled neighbor then yells back at her and says, "You're fine. You don't need to go to the hospital because you're not having a stroke. You can talk." My partner hears the commotion and he goes to the back of the ambulance and pulls her off the cot. I slam and lock the doors, and you could tell the entitled neighbor was about to become combative. It's also important to know that either the police department or the sheriff's department responds to our calls when it's at night. Because of where we were, it took a few minutes for the sheriff's department to show up on the scene, but he got there just in time. Now I couldn't hear much through the door, but I saw the officer get out of his cruiser with his taser drawn. My partner then runs back to the driver's seat, starts heading to the hospital, and the last thing I saw through the back windows was the entitled neighbor stomping towards the officer, and then her hitting the ground after being tased. It was super satisfying to watch. I was talking with my patient and asked what that was all about, and she said that the entitled neighbor will just drop off her 3 young kids off at her house and leave her for several hours at a time with no notice. My patient had no idea that she was supposed to watch the kids at all because, again, the entitled neighbor never gives her a heads up about these things. Like I said in the beginning, this all happened last night, so I don't have any updates, but I'll post an update when I learn more.
Okay. Real or nah?
Why they gonna lie like this? They had me right there until they got to the. I saw her body limping because she got tased. Are you serious? Are you serious? This is so fake. This is super fake. This is not real. No way. Like I said, they had me up until the Karen. No, they had me up till she tried to get the cot out of the ambulance. Who does that? They just would have slammed the door shut. There's no way this is real. No, I say not real.
Anna?
I think it's real but embellished.
So not real.
I only. You're right. It was a little
The taser. I'm
too
like,
on the
come
nose
on.
to. Yeah, I saw her body go down. Okay. I think you put that in because it was satisfying. Neighbor being the Karen. Yeah, I believe it.
Okay.
Even about going to the hospital and even about just dropping the kids off. Yeah, I believe it.
Okay. I believe the story up to a certain point. And I'm going to channel in my inner theist.
Oh,
So they tased the lady, and the lady went down, and we drove away. But I heard she got right back up like Jason Voorhees, and then the helicopter came from out of nowhere and
Yeah,
surrounded the
come
lady. And then the SWAT team came down, but somehow the lady was able to get back into her house, and then somehow, for some reason, she had a 1772 cannon that she shot and hit one of the helicopters, which ricocheted onto the other helicopter, which ricocheted onto the other helicopters, and it was a big blast. And the lady just walked away going, "I'll be back." Sorry. I was all the way believing you up to the. I honestly want to think I'm I believed you all the way up to her yelling from the house. I think honestly, if I had to be truthful with you, I think as soon as you put the lady in the ambulance, you drove off. The rest of
Yes,
that
that's
is
what you're
when you
supposed
pulled
to
on the
do.
door. Because I don't know too many ambulances that don't lock the door behind them.
Yeah, they get you in because I've been in enough of them. They put you in the ambulance, they lock the door, and they take off. They don't mess around with hearings.
Yeah, so I'm not. You put her in the ambulance and you drove off. The
And
rest of
she
that,
tried to get the cot out. No, she didn't.
Yeah, that's
and then
stretching it.
Freddy Krueger came and helped her. Now, the rest of the story, and I even believe what you said. The lady said, "Yeah, she just." Because I'm pretty sure you probably asked her what the hell is wrong with your neighbors. You probably did say, "Yeah, she just does that. She just dropped the kids off." I believe that part of the story that the
And you
lady
never thought
told
to
me.
call CPS? Be like, this lady is
Depends on
constantly dropping her
what
kids off
neighborhood you in,
and
buddy.
leaving them for hours on end. Yeah, I'm calling CPS. Period. Like, drop your kids over here one more time.
And you wonder why I love living in the boonies with no. I love my neighborhood, but I'll tell you how funny my neighbors are. So, like I said, the party is still going on, believe it or not. I think they're riding it down now, but either way, so we're setting up the tent and we're setting up the party and blah 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 and everything else. And you know how your neighbors are doing something, you notice them doing it, but you're really not paying attention. Like, do it. So my neighbor was cutting his backyard. So I was like, oh, okay. No, it's a pretty good weather to do it, so that's cool and everything. So as soon as he finished, he looks over the fence at me and go, "Well, I did the best I can to the backyard, so your party will look nicer." I'm like, oh, so I didn't know that was what your reasoning for doing it was for, but thanks. Yeah, I just trying to contribute to the party and make it look a little nicer. So I cut the grass. I had to do it anyway, but I'm like, I think I'm going with you had to do it anyway. But thanks, I appreciate it. That's what kind of neighbors I have. I
I
know
wish I could say I had neighbors like that. I get
I
contact highs too much. I'm like, boy, y'all making my head hurt today. Whew.
yeah, I believe the first chapter is I believe the first chapter ended with we put her in the ambulance, we locked the door, and we drove off. The rest of it
The
with
sheriff pulled up. They tased her. No, she tried to get the cot out. No, she didn't. They closed the door. They got her in. They counted to three. Got her in. Shut the door. He got in the ambulance and drove off. The end.
yeah, sorry. So I'll give you partial, dude. I think you embellished the
I
last
think
part
you
of
lied. You lied. One part's a lie. It's all a lie. Lied.
yeah, that story was like multiple stories put together. It was. It
Hmm.
literally sounded like chapters. And the first chapter just didn't sound quite exciting enough. So now you had a
She got tased. You sat there and watched while a lady's supposedly having a stroke. You gonna sit there that long? You know how fast ambulances go? Like I said, I've been in enough of them. I know how fast they go.
mm,
Okay, but they start off like all other vehicles.
yeah.
They
I've
go
been in a
slow, but
lot
they
of
don't sit
ambulances.
around and wait minutes and minutes while
No,
Karen's getting
no, you
tased.
close the door and you go.
Yeah. Someone submitted that. Yes, somebody did submit that story. Yes.
No, it
Yeah.
ain't lying. They shouldn't be lying
Well,
like that.
welcome, Afra. We have a lot of stories like this.
Right, so we should mention we don't know whether they are true or not. We are just trying to
She got
surmise.
tased. She
Mm.
fell to the ground.
And then she got back up, and then okay, the next story is not actually a story. One of the people that I listened to, Redditor, I like him because not only do he read the stories, he reads the comments too. And that's what I like about him. It makes it a little more interesting because you get to hear not the jerk, and this is the reason why. You are the jerk, and this is the reason why, compared to just telling the story and then go on to the next story. The story on this is really not that important, but if you want just a tidbit of a background, it's more or less the woman has an artistic child. The lady has an artistic child, and her mother interferes with how to raise him.
You mean
Artistic?
autistic? You mean
Autistic?
autistic?
What
You
did I
mean
say?
autistic? You said artistic. I think you mean autistic.
Like,
Art,
is the kid good at painting?
Autistic. Autistic.
Okay. Makes sense.
And here comes the wine. Autistic. And the mother is interfering with the OP on how to raise them. So basically, the kid is not very verbal, but he is there and he will point to what he wants. And the OP's mother is like, no, I don't like that. You need to do this. You need to make him talk, blah, blah, blah. And she's like, stay out of my business. This ain't about you and everything else. That's the story. Yes, I get it now. Yeah. Autism. I get it. Okay, so that's the background story. And I'm just throwing it out there to give you a background on one of the comments. Obviously, a majority of them is saying, not the jerk, you need to tell your mom, stay out of your business. You also need to get your child tested. Because honestly don't think the OP got him tested. He's on the spectrum somewhere, but she don't know where. So I'm like, really? That's not good. Knowledge is power. But like I said, I'm going on a tangent. The majority of them is saying she's not the a-hole. This is one of the commenters who also says the OP is not the a-hole.
Not the jerk. This is why I went no contact with my parents. They never stopped telling me how I should be raising my kids. The way I see it, if French fries and chicken nuggets is all they want to eat, then just let them eat it. At least they're eating something. I couldn't stand being forced to eat steak and veggies growing up, so I would never make my kids eat it. My boomer parents flipped out about the language my kids used. What am I supposed to do? Take their phones away so they can't learn certain words that might upset people? Same thing with bedtime. I hated having to go to bed at a certain time, so I decided early on my kids would go to sleep when they chose to. They still usually go to sleep by midnight, which is when I go to sleep too. I homeschool all of them in a natural way, so we wake up when our bodies tell us to, which is usually at about 11ish, and then we go for our morning walk in the woods. I don't teach them math and science, but I teach them the natural ways of life. The way I see it, I never actually used any of the crap they taught me in school, so I don't waste time teaching my kids any of it either. I teach them about plants and animals, love and light, what our roles are as light workers, and how it's up to us to light the path for all of the fools like my parents who are lost in the darkness. My parents will never get to have a relationship with my kids because their outdated beliefs make them monsters in my eyes, and I want nothing to do with them. There's a reason my kids need so much therapy, and it's not because of how I've raised them. It's the darkness that surrounds us. But as a light worker, I will never surrender.
What in the tarnation is she talking about? She just lets her kids go to bed anytime they feel like it. They wake up when their bodies... Girl, your children ain't gonna survive in the real world. What happens when somebody tells them, hey, you get a job, you have to be at work? What time you be at work? Oh, I don't know. Whenever my body tells me. You setting your children up for failure. Oh my gosh, what's wrong with people? What?
Okay, now remember this is real or not.
Oh, I think this is real. This one, I think is real. I do think this is real. I do know, and this is no insult to parents who homeschool their children. It's not. But some of them think that they know so much that nobody can ever educate their children. I think this one is real. But she's setting these children up for failure. We just would, well, sir, what time can you be to work? I don't know whenever my body tells me to. What?
How they gonna get a job? They don't know nothing. Ain't no plants and animals.
They just know plans. I don't teach my children math. That's because you don't know it.
They ain't gonna be no cashier. They know how to walk in the woods. Foxy said so.
They could be.
Gonna be a botanist.
No, they
No, you
can't. They
can't
don't
be
know
botanists.
math
They don't know math. You
or
have to be.
science.
Right.
Yeah, they don't know science. So, but they can't
Exactly.
be a botanist.
Mm.
This parents, somebody need to talk. You said, yeah, your parents need to be suing for cut or no. You setting them up for failure. This one is real, real. I'm gonna say real on this one.
Anna,
I don't know yet.
And that whole
okay,
lightness,
I'm gonna give you a
darkness
third.
thing
I'm gonna
is
give you a
getting on my
third
last
option.
nerve.
I'm gonna give you a
Oh,
third
I've heard of
option,
many people speak of I'm a light worker, and
and I'm gonna give you a third option because I had to come up with a third option.
hmm,
Real or nah, or God, I hope this not real.
I hope this is not real.
That was always mine because I've heard some that I know deep
We're
down in my
light
soul
workers.
is real, but it's like, come on, I really hope this is not real. So are you more or less going, I hope this is not real?
yeah, I mean, you can opt your kids out of standardized testing to a certain point. You can opt them out of certain things. Completely let go of math science. I don't believe you can do that. I might be wrong.
Your children
Um,
still, if you homeschool, I think they still have to take standardized tests.
Well, here's the deal that
not a
majority
majority
if
do.
you do it right. So sorry, I don't want nobody coming on here going, that ain't one of the no, I'm saying a majority of it is. You can homeschool, but the school system gives you a criteria. Two ways. One, they do it because they want you to learn these things. Two, just in case that you have to put the child back into school,
They're not
they're not
behind.
behind
Hmm.
because you didn't do their criteria. And three, you don't know if your kids want to go to college or not, and they're gonna want these criterias too. So so the standardized testing, you still kind of have to do it because it shows, hey, you're
Oh, I didn't
going
think about that.
by our criteria, you're testing out, blah blah blah. That
Yeah,
is
my brother has my nephew home since the pandemic, and I do know that they are following um, their districts.
yeah. Now that's the real world. That's the real world. The unreal world
This lady
is
or
this lady
gentleman.
because I said the school gives you a criteria. I never said you literally have to follow it. You
Huh?
can take that piece of paper and go, yep, sure is following it.
Can
Let's
I
go
change
outside and
my
touch the
vote?
buddies.
Because now I'm thinking about it. I mean, I know sometimes parents complain that their children are picky eaters, but chicken nuggets and French fries, that's all you gonna feed your children?
I don't think the story is real. I think this is trolling. I'm
Yeah,
sorry.
there are too
Yeah.
many
There's too many,
details that
like, wait
go
a
off.
minute. But it sort of sounded real when she said, because I know parents, unfortunately, who let their children go to bed at any time. Maybe that's what I was concentrating on. Yeah, I'm going to change my vote to not real.
Now I know parents who let their here's what's messing it up for me. Sorry. I know parents who gives very terrible diets to their kids. Yes, and it has nothing to do with economics. Before anybody come in here talking about it's economics, no, these are some people who got money. Trust me, but they don't care what their kids eat. I also know kids who, yeah, they don't learn jack if they're homeschooled. They just don't.
Yeah, they need
You know,
structure.
whatever the test is that they passed the last time, they're gonna pass the next 5 times because hey, you already passed it. I know kids who didn't have a bedtime. You had to get up at the same time. Now that I don't know any parent to let your child sleep all the time. I'm
11-ish.
sorry. I don't know any parent to do that. But when you go to sleep, trust me, Anna, it's about the stupidest mentality thinking in the world
Why
because
is you having kids if you gonna
they
do
try to
that?
get you to think, I don't care what time you go to bed, you still gonna have to wake up at the same time. So I'm teaching you right
11.
now.
11-ish.
Yeah,
Ish. It could
My
be
nephew
12.
would have been up at the crack of dawn. It didn't matter what time he went to bed.
yeah. That being
That's
said,
just one kid. But
yeah.
anyway.
But that being said, I don't know nobody who did all 3 or 4 of these things now at the exact same time. Now that I have never seen. I've never seen a bad habit. You can sleep whenever you want to, and I ain't teaching you crap. Now that I
And
haven't
I'm not
seen.
feeding you a good diet.
Like, no, I
Like mix
haven't.
in some applesauce or some baby food, something. I'm like, okay.
Let's go do the comments real quick. Oh, and Afra, you're new here. Tell you about word for it. I am the master of self-defecation.
You
Trust
will
me, you
mess
get
up
so easy.
words.
Yeah, I'll mess up words. They'll check me on it. I'll laugh at myself and we'll move on. Don't worry about it.
We did ask him. He does want to be corrected, so don't worry about that.
Yes, I have no problem being corrected. I'm still learning, and I like to learn. Now, trust me, there's also gonna be some times where you're gonna say something to me, and I'm gonna go, no, nope, not what I meant at all. But I get it. But you get the hang of it. Half right and half wrong. The natural teaching is great, but they need a certain amount of sleep. Most of the time, proper nutrition, math, etc. Yeah,
Science,
that's what I mean.
hygiene, social skills, history. Oh wow, why did I say true?
Yeah, see, this is the part. Okay,
Because you latched onto the one part.
you latched onto
One
one part.
part.
Yeah, we're not realizing that every person that I met that's done all of these, I'm talking 4 different families. This 4 different families is one family. That's what made me think. No. Who is Foxy? Foxy is my 19-year married wife. I know I'm trying to find a better way of saying it.
She's
Foxy
your
is my
wife?
wife for the past 19 years.
There you go.
Yes. Why does that
Y'all gonna
Hey,
get all
I understand. Sometimes you get a question. It's the person I married and my wife.
Nope, I'm just gonna go tell y'all that I've had 2 shots and I'm drinking beer now. So yeah, this is pretty much how some of this is gonna come off.
Or it's alcohol.
or could be
So
that.
I may need to slow down because I messed up the introduction for the first time in weeks. So disappointed. But I have met one of these moms in the wild.
Well, if I ever met a
Okay, the all.
Yeah, not
LO,
all of them.
all
That's what I
4?
was saying, LL. Not all of them. And this is an old comment, so we may have said it after he put the comment in. But
Okay.
and I have met people who are more naturally nature bound. Like seriously, I want you out of that room and we're going hiking or fishing or hunting or everything else. The criteria that I said is the learning, science, math, history, which 2020 since 2020, that's kind of
well, you got Google.
But my point is some of the things you have to learn. But you gotta remember there are your it's not alternatives, it's your
Electives.
elective. Thank you. You also have your elective. And some parents who are into more nature bound uses those as electives. So botanist, what Anna was saying about, that may be it. I want you to go out into nature and bring me a such and such flower. I want you to go out in nature. I want you to take a picture of this type of bird. We're gonna go. I don't know if everybody have it, but we have it here where we at a nature museum. We're gonna go to the nature museum. We're gonna go. So the elective could be totally different. So there's nothing wrong with being nature. We're just saying this woman is nuts.
It's not one of the three R's.
Yeah. They can't be a cashier. Yeah, I said that. They're going back to my time, Marlon. The register tells them how much money to give. When the
True.
register started doing that, so many could no longer do such. So, I just heard recently. Bless this new generation's hard, but I do get it. Going to really be shocker to say something good about this generation. I'm just kidding. I always say something good about this generation because I don't want to wind up at Shady Pies. But nobody actually does cursive anymore. The point is, a lot of people don't do cursive anymore strictly for it's faster for them to write in print than it is to write in cursive. Now, remember, you're talking about old school who was said the complete opposite when he was learning cursive. I'm teaching you to write cursive because it's quicker to write in cursive. Now the new generation is saying, no, it's quicker to write in print. So not a lot of people this generation use cursive except to sign their name. And they learn how to sign their name in cursive and they move on with their life. But as for papers and things like that, no. Now, granted, let's also don't get anything twisted. When the last time you seen anybody write their paper anyway?
1900 and never.
I actually wrote a letter to my cousin in Germany and wrote it in cursive. Man, it was hard.
Did you write it in German?
Not in German, in English.
Oh,
They are expats from the UK.
I was
Teach
having one
nature,
of the
but
word
they only ate
processor.
artificial.
Right?
Nature, but they only
My
eat artificial
children are
food.
light workers
I feel like
that
maybe
only
they're telling
eat
the truth.
chicken nuggets.
Yeah, Afra, what we call those are trolls, and I honestly think there are some people who are trolls, and it's not a bad thing in this situation or certain situations. They're trying to be funny, like haha, I'm going to take the worst of the worst and put it as my comment and everything. But as for real,
I'm never gonna let my parents see my children because they demand that the children eat nutritious lunches. I'm never gonna.
and this is what killed me. You know what messed the whole thing up? My parents always made me eat steak and vegetables. My mother made me eat vegetables. I don't know about that steak part.
They was taking the steak for themselves.
I don't think they
We
was
couldn't
making me
afford
eat
one. We
steak
couldn't afford
because
steak.
we can't afford steak. Homeschooling can include
It can, but you got to still have math. You still got to have science. You still got
yeah,
to have
you still
history.
have to get the
You still have to have
basics out
literature.
of the
You
way.
still have to.
Even if you homeschool, the parents need to log what they're learning. Right, correctly. Now that's what I'm saying. In a good world, are they logging the correct things that they're learning? So,
Well, first of all, she's letting them wake up at 11-ish.
LOL, she could be a right winger, doesn't believe in math, science, or reading
Oh
beyond the
no!
second grade.
Yep.
Wait,
I never thought
who
about that.
is a light worker?
That's why I said I sort of cringe when you get to one of the base things that you have to learn in school is science, math, and history. I cringe on that history
How does
part.
she pay rent? Yeah, boy, these are a whole bunch of questions I should have thought of. How does she pay the bills?
She could be.
And homeschooling? Homeschooling is a full-time job.
She could be married and be a home.
To who?
Someone who has a really good job. It's out there.
And says, okay, children, go to bed at 11-ish.
No, they don't say go to bed. They say, oh
Ah!
my,
Oh, free range.
oh my God, babe, that's good. That's good.
Run, my children, run. Be free. Run. Be like the wind.
If we knew parents like that, I'd just be like, give it up.
Oh, yeah,
Mm,
that's what I said. Learn nature, but eat chemicals. Right.
mm-hmm. Yeah. No. No. No.
Where are you from? North Carolina. North
Watch.
Carolina. Come on and raise up. Take your shirt off. Um, they gotta be trolling. Maybe
They gotta be
y'all are
trolling,
fun.
trolling.
I told you. We are. We we
We try.
we try. Now tomorrow. mm, so enjoy tonight. There's
Mm-hmm.
absolute value in learning nature. That is science. Yeah.
Yes.
But you know what else
Now
is science?
again,
Chemistry,
ag-
botany.
yeah, you can learn enough of nature if it's structured to learn. I made a joke about it, but I'm being serious. If you're structuring nature to learn science from nature, cool. If you're thinking science is run like the wind, children, run, though that is not
Yeah,
teaching
she's the
nature.
second one. As soon as she says she's a light worker, I'm like, yep, this is a hippie. Yep.
What?
Well, you've been saying that word is a bad word. My mother's a hippie.
I'm just saying she took it to the extreme.
You actually heard that? Because Parker,
Hey, Parker.
Hey, my son.
I have no idea what you just said, LL. Not big.
Not burn it down with Kim
Burn down with
Brown.
Kim Brown, different Kim.
No, no, not burning down. Which Kim? I'm new. I only see Marlon, Anna, Tracy. Oh,
Okay.
okay. So here's the deal. Kim is Foxy. If you hear a
Common
voice
names.
in the background, she's in the room with me. And years ago, years and years ago, I was just doing these type shows on Facebook. Nothing like what we're at right now. Trust me. Trust me. But I would just do little things. And back then, she wasn't even Foxy. I used to call her the voice because she never likes to come on camera, but she always liked to talk while I'm in video. So I called her the voice. She's the voice. So now, just to clue you in, so when you hear some comments from the background, no, that ain't right. No, I don't have no idea. That's Foxy, aka Kim, aka not burn it down. Um, yeah, I'm no longer even trying to write in cursive with hand tremors. It's impossible.
I always write in cursive.
I think I stopped a long time
I
ago.
mean,
I
most of the
really
time I'm
did.
typing now because I tend to like think a lot. She popped right in the beginning of the stream, and sometimes
She talks more directly to me than when she talks to the group. She's talking to the group, but the majority of the time she don't want to do that, and she'll just scream out.
And tell the other thing. Tell about her own podcast.
I would if they did it.
Oh well, yeah, that's true.
Yeah, it's been a while.
Yeah. Yeah, mom's wife is Kim. She sometimes show up in the chat. Yeah, Kim is Foxy. Foxy is Kim. Same person. Um,
And the funny
Foxy.
thing was that I, until recently, had a girlfriend whose name was Kim as well, and we had been together for 5 years. We're not anymore. And so we would have to really specify which Kim we were talking about.
Mm,
That was fun.
sometimes okay, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, this is way too many people actually learning life in the world is validates.
Yes, there absolutely is.
Yeah,
My nephew learns the seasons. He goes out and collects leaves of each different season. They trace them. They make different observations. These are things that are not he must do because the school says it's in the curriculum. These are things that my brother and my sister-in-law and things that are important to our family that get instilled in him. We want him to know about the world around him. We want him in Washington State. You could go for a walk and you could come across a bear. You could come across a cougar, a coyote, many different things. You have to know how to handle yourself in the wild. Now, many states, you don't have that kind of issue, but it's well worth learning and getting out of your own comfortable habitat and learning what's around you.
All right, let's move on. We're all in agreement that we hope she was trolling. So another way to introduce Kim, aka Foxy, for anybody that's new here, is her own segment, Foxy's Videos of the Week. So the first video is
Love that twang.
Thank you. So the first video is just all of these are funny. Pretty much all of these are just funny. It's 4 of them, and all of them are really short. So the first one is one funny, one creepy, and then it's back to being funny again to me.
Stitch this with a fact so ridiculous you didn't believe it until you looked it up yourself.
The restaurant Kentucky Fried Chicken follows exactly 11 people on Twitter. 6 of them are random men named Herb. The remaining 5 are former members of the Spice Girls, which means the KFC account on Twitter is only interested in 11 herbs and spices.
I love that dude. That dude has so much knowledge. But why he gotta share that bit?
Oh,
That was cute.
Afro Foxy Kim has the most beautiful smile. It lights up her whole face.
That's true.
Oh,
That's true.
baby,
I do? Oh, thanks.
you gotta say it a little louder, honey.
Thank you.
We love you, Foxy.
Oh, I love you guys too.
Oh.
She's like, wait, what? Yeah.
You'll get used to it.
Yep.
No, I think she was talking about the store, 11 herbs and spices. Yeah,
Oh, right.
I think if you're talking about the voice, you'll get used to it, especially when she's mad. Then, whoo! But I don't know if that's.
It's the spice. I want to look
5
this up.
spices and 6 guys named Herb.
This guy usually does not pick out something.
I was typing to the thing Kim
Wait.
Brown and missed the video. What?
No.
Hey.
Okay, a lot of us come from the Burn It Down with Kim Brown audience.
That's where I met
It's where I
Okay,
shared.
let me put it to his perspective. The argument is that Mickey likes Kim Brown. I like Kim Brown too, but I did see Mickey's point of view. Is there's absolutely nothing I dislike about Kim Brown except the laughing too much during segments.
But sometimes you have to laugh in order not to cry.
We're gonna fight.
Yeah.
Yeah,
I
because that's a
agree with
man
that.
and a man.
But honestly, I really honestly do not have a problem with Kim Brown.
That's
I
a fact.
really do.
Kim
Well,
Brown brings out stories that you don't hear anywhere else. And
exactly. That's why I like him. I only have one little issue with it, and it's a personal issue with me. Honestly, it is a personal issue with me. Is that she does use the N word, and you all know that I refuse to use that word.
But you use some other ones.
And
I mean,
that's the funny thing
clickbaited
about it,
use.
Tracy, is I will use every other word. Cause I have no problem calling you a little Uncle Tom. I don't have no problem calling you kin folks ain't kin folks. I have no problem using those words. And I cuss a lot.
Yeah, no, really, I don't believe it.
I mean, okay, but now
Better
clickbaity,
since last year.
they used
They
the N
dropped
word
it.
Yeah.
all the
Dropped it.
time.
And I had an issue with that too. What they
You
did.
had this, okay,
You
Yeah.
just have an issue with the word.
all
Right?
right, yeah.
I
Well,
have an issue with the
to
word. But
each
then
his
again,
own.
like I said from the very beginning, that is a personal thing with me.
Hmm.
There is no way in the world I'm gonna sit there and go, I'm not gonna watch your whole show because you used that.
Be right back.
Okay. I'm not that person. I'm not that thing. I was hoping you played the video tonight that I got for you, Ball, and probably would have helped if I. Yeah, because I'm sitting here thinking, what? Nick, you didn't send me a video.
It doesn't matter, Mickey. He never plays them.
No, because I'm not gonna play something that's old and everybody done seen it like 50,000
I
times because
tagged
you
you in
enjoy it.
Facebook on one. You was like, okay.
I play
Mm-hmm.
Mickey videos. LML 11 herbs and spices brew this all because I missed a part of the video. Listen, we laugh while fighting. I'm from Brooklyn. I I never use the N word. I don't have to agree with everyone to love people. And I agree. That's why I
Yep.
said I'm not I don't use that word. I don't like people using that word. But you're never gonna get me to the point where I sit there and go, and I'm not gonna deal with you because you use that word, and that's not me. Like, come on. She used it for idiots of all races.
She
Yeah,
really does. She
you
really
really do.
does. I've heard her drop that on white people. I'm like, yep, tell her, girl.
You played a video of my interview last. See, I do play everybody's videos.
You
I
didn't
do
play
play.
mine, and I tagged you in
I
two.
played your videos, Tracy. You think I have to play every video though?
It's
I
been
played
what?
your. No, don't you dare say it's been a long time. I played yours last month.
Month. That's
Month,
what,
You played
28
one of
days?
mine.
You ain't played none of Anna's.
because I got to get to.
No, we did one.
Oh,
Okay,
one, sorry.
you gonna keep moving the goalposts. Now you go.
What?
You're right, Tracy. I said so many funny ones, but Marlon never played them. Admittedly, most of mine are animals. Look, the funny thing about it is Emma sent one that actually was funny. I'm just gonna have to edit one part of the video, and Anna knows what I'm talking about because it's gonna be easy to edit because it's the end of the video.
Speak from your chest.
Yeah, I have to edit the last part of the video because it's like, oh, it's already funny.
You just have to cut it off. You just.
Uh-oh. And I
Yeah,
knew this
the
was
whole
coming.
video.
Because remember, the whole video was funny. It just got to that last part where I went, ooh, no, can't do that. Yeah. And Mickey and Afro will be holding conversations with each other from this point on because Afro is from New York and so is Mickey. So, yeah.
Two New York women.
Anyone that knows me knows never to address me as that word as an endearing or N word. I call people human, and that could be a beautiful human or those are those MF in humans. It works as it should. I like
Smurf.
Okay, you're new to here. Don't you ever call me a Smurf?
But you did say you sounded like one, so I mean.
When I get upset, I do sound like a Smurf. I've listened to my videos. It sounds like a freaking Smurf.
Afro, do you talk like little blue people?
Next video. I'm not even gonna take anybody down because this is like 16 seconds.
Oh, I
So
suddenly just thought of the Blue Man Group.
it is real scary how your mind works. To the Blue Man Group, and I get blue, but still, I'm not even gonna take anybody down because this is really short. But if we're being honest with ourselves, if we are, if we're being honest with yourselves, she's not lying.
If you had to choose between the love of your life or a credit card with no limit that you never had to pay back, which one would you choose? Visa or MasterCard?
It's so true.
Wait, I need to hear that again.
Okay, I will.
Can you? Thank you.
Concentrate on her first sentence.
That's what I
and then listen to
didn't
the
hold
rest of
on
it.
to.
And then listen to it. Then listen to the rest of it.
If you had to choose between the love of your life or a credit card with no limit that you never had to pay back, which one would you choose? Visa or MasterCard?
Now
Okay.
you got it.
Yeah, I got it now.
Yeah. Where's the lie?
What?
If you're not in a committed relationship, as I am right now for the past 21
Well, he cleaned
years,
that up real fast.
got that right. Plenty of practice. If you're not in a committed relationship right now, you're single. Somebody
don't
came
be
to
for
you
long
with
time.
that. Somebody came to you with that. Come on. A good 97% of y'all are taking the card.
I can't even lie and say that's not a lot. I'd like
Yeah,
to
I just
say
would
love
not
of
be
my
looking
life.
for my partner in that kind of way.
Yeah, ideally I'd like to say love of my life, but I'm going with MasterCard because it's better. I like the logo better.
Anna, just a thought that you're still thinking. Just the fact that you're still thinking.
No,
Between the
I'm not. I'm thinking about the things that I could buy.
Oh.
Yep, a house,
Oh, you already made up your mind.
a car, a good car.
Marlon, I am on SSI. I get a little.
F that love of your life crap.
I get like 900. I think it's $905 a month.
And she supposed to live off of that. Okay.
I pay $400 rent, and then the rest of that's for all my medicine, and I have IV medicine. Not all of it's covered by Medicaid. I get to a point where I'm counting my dimes. Hell, yes, I would take the card.
Thank you. Because medicine, when you're on a lot, if you're on more than, let's see, how many pills do I take? 7? Even with insurance, it's like, okay, do I get this one or do I get this one? And I'm low on this one, but I could just stretch it and, yep, card, give it to me. Because it's not like I'm going to find anybody anyway. So, like, that dream is gone. So, hey, might as well be happy.
Oh, no. I'm gonna be there the day that you come on and say, I met somebody and I can't believe it. I'm so excited to spend time with him, and he is just so not what I thought he would be like.
And you are doing what we're calling dreaming.
I am dreaming big for you,
I
baby.
gave up that crap dream a long time ago. I'm like, oh
You
well.
never know. You never know.
Give me the card. Insulin? You know how expensive insulin is?
Yes, I do.
Insulin.
I, in fact,
sensors. Thank goodness I don't poke my finger anymore. But insulin, sensors, hypertension, antidepressants, cholesterol. Yeah, give me the card. Card every day of the week. Yes.
At one time, I would have taken the card. At my age, it would have been so long since I've had a love that I would have taken a man for one night. But he has to know how and has to at least be able to.
A lot of people are going to respond from where they are at in life.
That's the most important
Broke.
thing.
We some broke people. We live in paycheck
We
to
some broke
paycheck.
people, we some broke women up
It's
here.
60% of Americans live paycheck to paycheck. We taking the card. Period. We taking the card. Yeah, we would like to ideally take love, but like I said, that's gone. So just give me that
Love
card.
sometimes isn't enough, Afra, unfortunately. If love could pay for anything, my last relationship, we had space. We have space. We still speak to each other with love and respect.
Yep. And people say money can't buy happiness. They lying. They sitting there lying.
The people who come up with love can't buy happiness is the people who already have money.
Thank you. Because you can buy happiness.
I mean, money can't buy happiness.
I mean, it
Thank you. I'm like, wait a minute, something's
yes,
wrong
it
here.
can. Oh, yes, it can.
With people who keep saying money doesn't buy happiness is the people who's trying to keep poor people poor by saying even if
Money
you had our
can
money,
buy
you're not going to be
still
happy.
might not be
peace
happy.
of mind.
Yes, but I would have peace of mind. I wouldn't be sitting here trying to think, how
peace of
am I
mind
going to
make
pay
me
for
happy.
my ultimate 50 days? Yes, give me the every day.
You ever have to choose between having a certain food and a certain medication?
Or
After you have a point though. The love
What's
of
up?
my life can't be broke though.
Ah.
Okay, so now we're
okay.
So now we're Ebony Williams.
We're who?
I have no
Oh,
idea who that is.
so yeah, I'm gonna do a video on her. She just to point people know what I'm talking about. She was one of those Real Housewives, and they asked her. She gave advice. No, she gave advice.
No, go ahead. I was saying I've never seen that.
Yeah. Don't marry a truck driver. She wouldn't date a truck driver unless he owned the truck.
I had a great relationship with a
truck
truck
driver
driver when I was young, but okay.
But here's the thing, though. I think that's her standard. It's okay for her to say, "Hey, I don't want to marry the truck driver."
Yeah.
Unless he owns the truck. What her problem was, she was telling all women, "Hey, don't marry the truck." That's where I was like, "Ooh, you crossed it right there." But so that's why I said, "Oh, you must be Ebony Williams, but you can't be broke though."
What was the black dude that died not too long ago? Like maybe the end of last year, who was just
Twitch?
No, he was just so. How do I even describe him?
My heart.
Oh man, wait a minute. You in your 30s?
Dr. Samuel, some guy.
Samuel, whatever it was. He sounds like those type of people. Thank you, Alfred. Kevin Samuels. Like
yes.
But hear what I'm saying real quick, and then we got to move on. Hear what I'm saying. As much as everybody, he's terrible, he's bad, he's terrible. Oh my God, why would you blah 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 blah? People was listening to him.
They sure were.
Not only was they listening to him, then they defended him.
Yeah, they would call in and he would purposely defame people, like on his show, but they would still call.
Oh. Yeah,
they
would still call in. Women will still call in.
Sure was.
Knowing that you're going to get insulted, knowing that you're going to go through stuff like that, but you're still calling into the show. So I'm on Thea's point of view where I'm saying everybody who can sit there and argue and everything else about how bad certain people are, they wouldn't get where they are unless they had a base. And their base is still believing in them. So as much as you want to say how bad that is, you may want to talk to the people who actually believe what they're saying. Because as much as you sit there saying that he's bashing women, it's the women that's calling into the show. Knowing what beyond a shadow of a doubt, knowing what he's going to say.
Yeah, people
none of it's going to be positive.
Yeah, once said women over 40 might as well forget about dating.
No, he said no. He was saying in his 30s.
Yeah, he said in the third. Right, he did say women in their 30s. I'm like, that's still relative.
And I want to say 35, but I think at one time he told one woman, wait a minute, let me understand this. You're 33, you're 5'5", you're 150 something pounds. No, you can forget. I'm thinking, wait a minute, 5'5" and 150?
That's normal. That sounds normal to me.
That's not bad.
Yeah,
if you're five now, you're like 4'1" and you 100. But anyway, we're moving on because.
Yeah, that's why I said, "Oh, you was Ebony Williams." That's what I was talking
about. Yeah, he just popped up when you was telling the story about her. So this lady and this gentleman is going to give great advice for how to stay married for over 20 years. Now, as you all know, next year, me and Foxy will be married for 20 years. So I'm going to give you, like what she's doing, she's giving you a great detail on how to be married for 20 years. So pay very close attention. Some of it is going to be very detailed, some of them are not. But pay very close attention because this is how you stay married for 20 years.
People always ask, how have we survived 20 years of marriage?
Well, that's because...
Shut up!
Oh. It can't really be like that. That's horrible.
It's not.
No,
it's not.
Foxy telling you to shut up. You're like, yes, ma'am.
Well, yes, Tracy, that's not going to happen.
Yeah, I don't think so.
Yeah,
and
you're not brave enough to tell Foxy to shut up. So, I mean, I already know that's not going to happen.
No, I would never tell Foxy to shut up. And Foxy would never. Well,
I he has too much respect for her.
Oh no, I've heard some husbands tell their wives to shut up.
I know, I've heard it.
I'm the first to let you know that's abusive language.
That's what I'm saying.
No, you don't talk. You don't tell somebody. We joke, and she says a joke to me, and I go, "Oh, shut up." And we joke with anybody, but get an argument.
That's different. Yeah, no, I've literally heard.
Tell somebody to shut up.
I heard one husband tell his wife, "I call the shots. You shut up." I'm like, "Girl, you ain't gotta. You ain't gotta."
I have heard husbands say it. I have heard wives say it. I have heard boyfriends. I have heard girlfriends. It is not. Nobody has a corner on it. Everybody does. You know, like. The thing is whether you respect the person or not.
And what we say we won't take, other people, we don't know their situation. Although I'm like, girl, you ain't really got to take him talking to you like that.
No, it's not. I mean, it was a parody, but we're just talking about people who. And by the way, you talk about the most neutral sexual thing there is. I don't want anybody to think, no, you don't say shut up to your wife. Wives, no, you don't say shut up to your husband.
Exactly.
You're both married. Both of y'all have a comment to say. It may be loud. Me and Foxy have some of the loudest discussions known to mankind. But we don't disrespect each other because as soon as you disrespect each other, whatever the argument started,
but you just realize that she's right.
Is out the door.
You could avoid all them arguments.
I gotta tell you, one of the best things I have ever seen was "Thank you so much, I love you."
Say that again. I couldn't understand what you were saying.
Thank you so much, and I love you. At the top of your lungs.
Oh, we did that one time before, but we was trying to be funny as she
It
cause
does not mean I hate you. No, it means
Yeah,
exactly what it did.
it's
no, your hate Anna is only for me, but you love me.
but
But
you
I
you,
hate me.
I I love you. I hate what you do sometimes, but I love you, bro. You are
oh,
my bro.
um, I wasn't laughing at the woman screaming. Definitely not. Okay, that was awful. Oh, definitely private or public.
They were doing a spoof. I mean, come
Yeah, they was doing a spoof. It wasn't
Yeah, it
real.
was just a video that they
I had to ask a woman.
totally they wrote down the script and everything. Hey,
Yeah,
honey, wouldn't it be
you said
fun
this, and
if
can you pump in? Yeah, but yeah.
I don't get it. I really don't get a lot of the stuff. I mean, there are people who are using the platforms to talk about really good things.
And that's what
Home
I
life,
mean.
parenting, health, so many things.
And Afra, that's why me and
Gardening.
Foxy could not do that. We could never ever say shut up to each other, especially in anger, cause we
Right.
know it's gonna trigger one question on either side. Whoever says shut up, and the question is, who the hell do you think you're talking to? And then we're gonna go on another big long tangent on something. And by the way, it just for I want y'all to pay attention. Yeah, it changes the whole complete subject. Because by the way, by the time you finish trying to explain to each other, do not disrespect me like that. Guess what? You never solved what got you into the argument to
in the
begin with.
first place, and you don't know how to argue. People have to learn. People have to learn how to argue and disagree.
So you're right back to I can't even
Mhm.
say you're right back to square one. You started completely over. I mean, come on, y'all
That's why
not.
my answer is Mastercard.
Oh wow, I was gonna say Visa. Go for the points.
Yeah, but those points you gotta have so many. Well, if you have unlimited, that's a good
I
point.
But yeah, we've done that before. But we was playing because she was walking out the door. I love you. I love you too. I love you more. No, I love you more. No, I love you more. No, I love you. It was.
Oh boy, and I be like your neighbors, could y'all just shut up, please?
If our neighbors could hear us, because one thing I can say about this house is very insulated. Like
I
there's a like
wish.
seriously,
That
right
is
now
a
there's a party
wonderful
going
thing.
on right below me. Have y'all heard any music?
No.
The party is right
That's
outside my
because you
window.
live in a well insulated. You two live in
Yeah,
homes.
these windows
Living
are
in an apartment
fantastic.
where the walls are so thin, you can hear, and I
Yeah,
mean everything, every single thing.
yeah. No, I'm not doing that no more. All right, last video of the night. I haven't did this in a long time. I hope I don't offend anybody. I really don't. But sometimes I like to throw in a little gay joke.
Hey, want to hear an LGBT dad joke? What do you call a lesbian, a gay guy, a bi guy, and a trans person all in line at the grocery store? Give up? I don't know, but it's definitely not a straight line.
Yeah, I'm gonna be with Foxy on that. Come on, it's not a straight line.
I like it. Oh, I don't usually like dad jokes, but hey. Hmm.
That was
That
funny.
that gave me a good chuckle.
It's like a third grader could have told that joke. Well,
Sometimes that's the beauty of jokes.
Oh God. See? Oh, come on,
thank
Mickey.
you,
That was
Mickey.
a
Mickey.
funny
Yeah, I
I
joke.
agree.
know.
I'm
Okay,
just like,
okay,
oh,
but
forget
Mickey
it.
needs it dirty.
Yeah,
You know,
yeah.
How do y'all know that she
Mickey,
means it that way?
have
because
you not?
Wait a minute. Well, I'm sorry. Ask that question again.
How do you know that she means grown in a not pure way?
Because I don't think Mickey shares like that.
Maybe she thought the joke was, I don't know, terrible.
No, we said she took it as it was terrible when she did that.
And then we're just going right to what Mickey likes is something far more
Oh, okay. Now I'm getting
spicy.
it. Okay.
Yeah, Mickey likes her jokes a little more spicy, so yeah,
Ha ha ha.
I thought it was funny. So
That was a wholesome ha 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 ha.
and LL, I don't know what that means at all. So
Well, gibbets? Gibbets.
where do you all live?
Ah,
Charlotte, North Carolina, Washington
West
State,
Western Washington.
Western
And the
Washington,
greatest city in the world, Indianapolis,
Indianapolis, Indiana.
Indiana. The crossroads of America.
Excuse me, Anna. Are you saying that I have a dirty mind and a foul mouth? Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
We're all
very
saying
much
that.
so. You
Yeah.
pride
I mean, how
yourself
honest
on
do
it
you
and
want
have
to?
many times.
Literally, you pride yourself on having a dirty mind and a foul mouth.
And we love you,
And
Auntie.
we love you
We
for
love
it.
you.
Embrace your dirty mind.
Yeah.
Spanish mom translation LGBT. Really?
Gibbet. Oh, you know what? Okay. So, in my community, we didn't always put the L first. We sometimes would say, gay, lesbian, bisexual, and trans, which turns out to be glibbit. It
Oh,
kind of sounds like a frog. Yeah. I
okay.
don't know. It's like it's one of those dad joke things that
Okay, do me a favor, folks. Because I'm sick of y'all. If you see abbreviations, if you see LGBTQ, stop trying to pronounce it. It's the letters. Don't try to make it literally
A
a
word.
word. It's not a
some
word.
people
CIA. Not
some
CIA.
people do.
The B.
That's
Yeah,
why
thank
that's
you.
why we would say,
FBI.
please just go to queer. It really does cover everybody.
But it
It,
just sounds so. I'm gonna stick with
I got
rainbow.
I got to get used to that
Yeah,
because
I'm
when I was
like,
yeah.
growing up, when I was growing up, queer was not a good freaking word
yeah. It's
at
like now.
all.
Oh, yeah. I'm like, and then no. So I just
I
say
get it.
rainbow because I'm like, you know what? That way I ain't messing.
There you go. There you
Yeah.
go.
Oh, that's a good one.
That's I'll know exactly what you mean.
Now somebody walks up to you and say, "Taste the rainbow, run." Charlotte, a lot of family there. Yeah, you from Charlotte because you spelled it Lotta. Because that's exactly how we say it. We don't say lot of, we Lotta. Lot of family here.
I've written it that way many times. Yeah.
Gay used to be happy though, and it still is.
It still is.
It
It
But
still
just
is.
depends on, you know.
I just get so confused. I'm just like,
There are
I
many
tried.
songs where we sing gay and it just means to be happy.
Oh,
It's to be strange. That's it. And is to be strange is not necessarily a bad thing. It's just something that you don't know about.
but here's the deal though. Oh, that's okay. I'm sorry. Queer used to be strange. Used to be strange.
Strange. Mhm.
Here's how
I know what you meant.
society have grown. Not at the pace we want it to be, because it still took like 40, 50, 60 freaking years. But the point is, what is strange? I mean, just because you don't want to do it or doesn't make it strange. Now, don't get it twisted. You know something that's out of bound, illegal, and something like
Now,
that.
here's
But
the
when you, yeah,
better
but
question. What is normal?
what is normal? And that's the
Normal is
bigger
a
question.
movable fulcrum.
Normal is what you feel makes you happy. And I say this all the time, and I used it for another analogy, but I can use it for this. You can do whatever you want to as long as it don't affect other people. So that's why I said when you say normal, that's not normal. I'm going to always say, and what are they doing that's affecting you? And when you come up with it just don't look right to me, that's not answering my question at all. How is that affecting you at all? How is that affecting your family? My family could see it, and your family probably have no problem with it whatsoever. You have a problem with it, not your family. Stop using your family as a weapon. Your
Your
family have no
family
problem with it.
could
You have a
see
problem.
what? Two men holding hands?
Two men holding hands, two women
Two
kissing.
women's arm in arm? Your family is not gonna see much more than any normal couple's public display of affection. And you know what? You can turn around. You're so uncomfortable.
Yeah, Norman, what you think?
I disagree. Conforming? Normal is different for everybody. Normal is not one fixed state.
And here's the funny thing about it. Is the funny thing about this is the people who sits here and say what they're. Oh, I'm sorry. There's a new word: normal and natural. Remember natural, because that's the new thing. That's not
Is that
natural for
like
you to do.
natural chicken being sold at the grocery?
No, what you're doing is not natural. You kissing a woman is not natural. You holding hands with a man is not natural.
Oh,
That's
it's
not natural. But we'll stick to normal. So we're talking about normal. And I guarantee you, if I go through your whole family plus your whole life, I guarantee you I can point out stuff that's not freaking natural. I guarantee you I can look at everything that you have done throughout the period of time and go, what in the world was the reason for this? And I guarantee you one of your answer, if not all of your answer, would be it's tradition. We've always done it like that.
I like some traditions.
Uh, nah,
None?
I was to say normal is the new strange. For some people, yeah.
Marlon, you don't like any tradition? Like,
You're talking to a black man who realized that hanging other black people from a tree was a tradition. So I have a underground reason of not dealing too much with traditions. I don't have a problem with Christmas traditions, Thanksgiving traditions, and things like that. But a lot of traditions was not very good with my people. So I don't want to hear people always say we've always done like that. That's tradition. When I want to sit here and tell you your tradition started off effed up. You just continued an effed up tradition.
that one.
I mean, we're literally talking about people who would go out and hang black people from a tree after church and before dinner because it was a tradition. So I have to hear what the tradition is before I say, "Oh, that's great."
So I have a tradition with my nephews at around Christmas time that we go out and we hit something like the dollar store. It started because my brother and I did it, but it kind of switched off. They don't have a lot of money, and so we go hunting for little things that are not going to affect much in the grand scheme of things, because most of our Christmas, what we focus on is teaching the next generation of our family that this is a time to be focused on other people, people who have less than we have, and we involve them in gifts where a wood stove will get sent to a family. We involve them in going to a food bank where you are volunteering some of your time. This is our tradition. We teach our next generation to be involved in their community, and to know that this is a great time where, we are a non-religious family. We don't bring Jesus into it. But I do personally believe that to me, Jesus equals love. And well, what a perfect Christmas uh, role model. I don't know. Anyway, just so that, not every tradition was disgusting.
No, no, there. When I hear certain things, I have to purposely hear what the tradition is. That's just me. I just have to hear what the tradition is, because if you start off the tradition was awful and terrible and everything, but you kept it going because it's tradition, I'm cutting. I'm not listening no more.
Should you be gathering around a table because it is November and the third week in? Because America continues to perpetuate this false story of this love story between the Europeans and the natives.
Thanksgiving.
So, tradition for us, that's Remembrance Day. For us also, traditions must change, and it must be looked at. Sorry. Wow. Sorry.
Always say it. Anna can blow up. Said it last week. Okay.
Can I say one more thing, actually?
Oh, don't worry, because I got one more thing to say now too. Go ahead.
I'm on a different topic, so if you have go. Okay. Hey everybody, it's still May. It's still Lyme Awareness Month. It's still Ehlers-Danlos Awareness Month and Arthritis Month and like a bunch of other things. So, I know people hate to hear about bug-borne illnesses, but we live with bugs. These guys, ticks, are cousins to spiders. They have 8 legs. One of the best ways that they get around is on deer. The number one way they get around is on birds. Anywhere that you see a bird could be a tick. A friend of mine deep in Seattle proper, downtown, in a high-rise, had a window garden. Birds landed there all the time. She had a little feeder up. She got bit by a tick. She's like, I live in Seattle. Where did I get it? It can happen.
I've said this before, and I'll say it again until you go to sleep with it ringing in your head. It only takes one moment to change the rest of your life. Do not believe in those movies where it was a sequence of things that just... No. It only takes one moment, one event to change the rest of your life. So with that, and I'm not to end the show on a down.
Nope, there are things that we can do to protect ourselves.
Although I want you to pay attention to that down thing. We are now 8 away from 2,200. I'm sorry, we're 8 away from 200 subscribers. 8 away from 200.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much. However, I do have a request. I just do have one little request. To all the new subscribers, please do not forget to hit that like button. To all the new subscribers, please do not forget to comment. Now, I do understand there are some people, and I get it because I used to be that type of person that I listen, I don't comment. I'm one of them people who can't do both unless you say something so outrageous that I go, what the hell did you just say? And then I will comment. But I am that type of person who just listen and don't comment. However, please do not believe, because I've seen shows like this, so I'm putting it out there like this. Please do not believe that we're too up there in politics, in social and everything else, that anything that's on your mind would just be like, oh, I don't want to say nothing because I don't look like, I don't want to sound like, I don't want to be like, I don't want people looking at like, no. This channel is for learning. We do the job of teaching. That's our job. We teach, even if it's our opinion, and our opinions could be wrong, but we still teach. I do the research. That's my job. I do the research to give to you. So if you have a question about something that you are hearing, but you don't tell me what it is, what's the point? Open your mouth. I don't have a problem with it. Even if it's something that I've said over and over again. It's Saturday. Where the hell am I going? Where am I going? So
I'll also just make a little plea to people. If you have a subject you want to hear us talk about, there's an email, radtp@outlook.com.
Y'all good with that. Now, I'll give you that. You good with that. You will email me some stuff, and I always email back. But
Yes, you do.
when it comes to this, it's like, I don't want to say nothing because I don't want. And also, just in case you are new here, you please understand that if you bash somebody for asking a question that I know that's in good faith, Mickey knows beyond a shadow of a doubt that I will drop you like a bad habit. This is not that type of show. We are not bashing people for asking certain questions.
No.
We literally had somebody who we had to forgive for something they said wrong on another show. And I gave them a second chance on this show. And we have never had an issue with that person since.
There are also comments that start in one direction, and yet you take a little moment, get to know them, hear what they're saying, and you suddenly are hearing everything the way they intended. And a lot of times we have a lot more in common. We can find it.
Mickey, go ahead and email it to me then. Just email me. If you don't want to talk about it on this, email me. I have never ever not emailed anybody.
radtp@outlook.com.
Radical Truth to Power @outlook.com. radtp@outlook.com. In case you forget.
Still hear radical toilet paper.
What?
TP for me has always been toilet paper.
Adam, so we can get off this doggone show. Please tell everybody where they can find you.
BoreliaEtc.com. And what everybody can do really quick, wear some bug spray. Tuck your pants into your socks. That way, when you come in from a hike or something like that, you're even just an outdoor. Some people have them in their garden. Take all your clothes off, get in the shower, put your clothes in the dryer. On high for 10 minutes, it will kill any tick. High for 10 minutes. Get in the shower because not anything might be attached just yet. Ticks like to try to crawl and up and gain purchase at certain areas. So, like behind the knee, in an armpit, weird places. So they're taking some time to get to where they want. They're really small. You don't feel them. You don't feel their bite. They have a little lidocaine thing that they put in. You don't feel a thing. So, be proactive. Wash anything off of you that might be there. Have somebody check you because you do not see all parts of your body. Head back. And be careful.
That's why I love Emma. She saves lives. Here and in Ukraine. Tracy, tell everybody where they can find you.
TracyMediaLLC.com.
Where you will see so many cool videos.
Yep.
Oh, I've given up now. I'm just like, okay, just go there. I'm just like, okay.
Trust me, go to the last video where
the Schoolhouse Rock.
No, we talked about cereal. I have to admit this because I hate to admit this because I'll never hear the end of it. Because Tracy is my sister and she's a little brat to me because I'm the big brother. It was a lot of fun doing that video about the cereal. So please go.
I'm not coming in. They jump right in there. I'm like, okay, whatever.
Because she was irking me so much, I had to. It was like, what is he talking about?
My favorite and least favorite cereals. And this week I'll be rating the chicken sandwiches.
You rescued me one time when she was talking about something superhero. Oh no.
My top superheroes.
Don't ever do that again.
No, it was.
That was, you knew who was gonna be my number one. I'm like, y'all, if you know me, you knew who was gonna be my number one. No doubt about it.
No, she was ruining all of our
When I saw
TV.
Tracy ruins your childhood, and I said
That.
Archie Bunker joined the Nation of Islam, and we got into like a long discussion.
Early did.
Marlon had to jump off. We have fun. We have lots of fun.
I'm pretty sure you're saying Thea, so yes, he was on there.
Thea's was on there from the beginning.
Tejas? What? Who is this Tejas?
Thea's.
I know. Poor Theus has had his name.
It is in Islamic. It's Thehu.
It's Tehus.
Tehus. Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, non-conforming individuals, that is our show for tonight. I appreciate Anna. I appreciate Tracy. I appreciate the 4 or 5 people who subscribed during the freaking show while we're going on. We are
Absolutely.
8. Well, wait a minute before I even say that. Are we still 8 away? Because I have to keep updating this thing and never know. Yeah, we're still 8 away. So we're still 8 away. So I appreciate everybody. We will be back tomorrow at 8 p.m. Eastern Standard Time, in which we are going to get into some subjects that's not as lighthearted as this show.
We're going to be talking about Clarence Thomas.
Clarence Thomas,
that's
the guy that's finally getting charged for
Neely.
Yeah, we definitely going to get into that story.
All right.
So until next time, we will see you when we see you. Peace. Nobody ain't gonna say nothing?
I can't think of anything.
I can't think of anything.
Ted
It's
Cruz.
been a long